you. I'm not you. You're me.
No shit.
Hightailed it out of there.
Are you crazy? Don't go between them! Go between them! Are you crazy?
Welcome to my home.
Good morning. Good morning. So today I didn't have any coffee. We packed up all my stuff, and I'm sitting in a camping chair. So I had to move the webcam. I have the webcam sitting on a bunch of VHS tapes that I'm supposed to mail off to a friend, and then everything's a little frustrating to say the least. But today we have some great stuff to talk about, things that I'm going to be doing, and the general plan for the move and what's going to happen. And I'm going to continue to try to live stream until we get our stuff. But like, who knows? I don't know where we're going to be. We leave here on Friday, so we're here for an entire week like this with bare bones, nothing. I do have my projector. And I have movies on the hard drive, so I have that. I have my laptop. I have games, but in general, I don't have my movies, and that's what I love. But I did find out, because once all of our living room furniture is gone, all the stuff's gone, we have a 20-foot by 12-foot living/dining room. And like that, being able to set up the projector there, push the chair all the way against the wall, and then have it display in this 12-foot wide wall. I had a 150-inch screen last night, and we watched Ghostbusters, and that was super fun. That was super fun, and I'm definitely going to be. I've been, always wanted a. Oh, my mustache is crazy today. I've always wanted a home theater, the whole nine, the nice seating, and like a dedicated home theater room. I've always wanted that. And it was always like the someday kind of thing. We have projectors, we've had screens, we've set them up, and the main purpose of those was outside watching stuff. In summertime, we were camping, that whole thing. But we have, enjoyed them in the house, and I set up some projector screens in the living room before and done that. So, but having this giant screen, I think that's going to be not the focus, but I'm gonna try to do it in the next place if we can. We have to look. Good morning, everybody. I don't have any coffee today because I don't have coffee mugs. I don't have anything. I don't have a coffee pot, nothing. So I'm drinking Dr. Pepper today. But good morning. Another Saturday with 80s and a coffee and movie talk. So we're gonna have that. But I don't have coffee, so I'm gonna have to deal with it. But good morning, everybody. Pacific break. Good morning, brother. Good morning, my friend. And good morning, everyone. Good morning, during time. And nice to be everyone right away.
Bring me everyone. What do you mean, everyone?
Everyone!
Oh, and that's another thing. So I, on top of like bare bones, I don't have my speakers. So I can't even tell. Like if you guys were telling me I didn't have audio today, like I don't know. I can't hear anything because the speakers are on. So in order to plug this mic in, and plus there's all this echo, so it might be horrible today. But to plug this mic in, I have to plug in speakers too, because the Mac only has like that one input for microphone and headphones, and so there's no audio, there's no sound I can hear without the speakers that they took. Let's see. Chat. Audio isn't very good. Yeah, it's probably not going to be very good because I mean, if you can't hear me, maybe I can move the mic. The room is crazy echoing, so I'm already hearing myself like it's kind of crappy. So maybe if the mic needs to be moved down, and I got this boom mic here. Maybe I need it closer. Is that better? That's better audio? Yeah, because this is the mic that I use for the camera setup when I'm making videos, and so they took the mic and everything that's usually attached to this. So I don't have anything set up the way I normally do. But good morning, everybody. Thank you. Good morning, John. He's working with what he's got. His regular rig is probably packed. Yeah, it really is. Like so, I plugged in the boom mic this morning. Like I said, I can't hear anything, so I couldn't tell if my audio was good. I'm fully aware that he's moving. He doesn't have audio, and you can't hear him all that clear. Yeah. It's if you can hear it better now, let me know. I did move the mic. I wasn't sure distance or wherever I needed to put that thing. Got that going on, and yeah, there's a few things going on this week. So this entire week, like I said, I've gotten bare bones in it. I don't have a lot of stuff at all, and we're just packing apart. So I am going to be trying to knock this out throughout the week. So I have this from Imprint Films, the Tales of Adventure Collection 8, and there's several films in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 films in this big box set. So this is what I'm going to be knocking out this week. And there's this Jules Verne movie, War Gods of the Deep. That's one I'm like super stoked about. I mean, I'm super stoked about all of them. But, I'm definitely into the Vincent Price one, because all of the Vincent Price movies I think that I've ever seen, except for Scavenger Hunt, he plays like some kind of macabre character, or it's like horror comedy. Like it's in that vein. Classic Vincent Price. So I've never seen anything else. And then Scavenger Hunt I don't really count, because he's playing like an old dying man, and he's only in the very beginning of the film, which is it's a fun Scavenger Hunt movie. And if you've never seen it, Arnold Schwarzenegger is in the same movie as Vincent Price, and that to me I just think is absolutely great. And both of them have they're never in a scene together, and they're both extremely short scenes, but they're there. And then, I'm going to be knocking that out, finishing packing up some stuff. I have, like I said, I have a bunch of VCR tapes here, some stuff to give to TJ. Got some Blu-rays, stuff. So I purchased a lot of stuff, but I failed to think about turning on the camera when I did that. So I opened up all the stuff that I had in storage for 5 years, and I had VHS tapes that I just didn't think I had. I had them before I had the CLD app, and before I scanned everything in. So when that happened, I found that I had, sometimes 2 of the exact same VHS, but then, my daughters have all had their own movies at some point. And a lot of times they've grown out of their movies, and instead of sending it off to Goodwill like they should have, or we should have, they would stick it in here. So it would get stuck in here. And then there were several movies. I had 3 copies of Honey, I Blew Up a Kid. I did not think I had several copies of Ferris Bueller on VHS, but I had 4. I had storage in there. I had storage in another room, and then a couple copies belonged to my children that they didn't want anymore. So it's just like I got rid of a lot of stuff, and most of it was doubles. Like pretty much any of my VHS, save for a few that pure nostalgia. Like stuff like that, and stuff I know that I'm going to watch on VHS or VCR and have hooked up to the old CRT. Definitely going to do that. But it was also like, I have all these copies, so I got rid of a lot of stuff. And so instead of turning the camera on, I did all that, and then same thing. I did the same thing for the DVDs, but Blu-rays, 4Ks, I did not purge any of that stuff yet. But I know just not that long ago. Well, I did have this on 4K, so. This is going Jurassic World, but the Mummy Returns and the Mummy Tomb of Dragon Emperor. I very recently picked these up. On 4K, and then as I was packing up my stuff, these were on the shelf. So I'm sending these off to TJ. With a bunch of other VHS stuff. So got that, and I mean I don't know. Some of it he might have already, but I was like, some of it's obscure, so I'll send it anyway. Doing that, and then it basically a little payback. He sent me stuff when he was packing up. I was glad to get all that. Great. So I'm gonna send him a couple boxes. So Vinegar Syndrome seems to be proud of that Garbage Pail Kids pre-order. It'll probably end up being like Mac and Me. Yeah, it's a horrible movie. I don't know if I need to buy it. Like, I don't know if I need to watch it again. That's the thing. But I mean, at the same time, I do like the Vinegar Syndrome VSU sets, the big box sets. But I just kind of feel like it's the same thing. Like, I do kind of want to revisit Mac and Me. I haven't yet. And then I didn't buy the VSU, but then now I'm on a buying pause. I did buy something that'll be here Monday, and it's because I was watching it last night. I had it on my computer, so I was watching it there. I watched it last night after she went to bed, and then I finished watching all the horror movies for Halloween. And Mr. Blanding's Builds a Dream House or something like that. And it's an old Cary Grant film from like the 30s or 40s. I freaking love that movie. I've probably seen it a dozen times. I didn't own it. It's on Blu-ray from Warner Archive. I placed the order last night, so yeah, that'll be coming Monday. And about one of the movies this month or last month. So two movies I've really bought that weren't already on pre-order and stuff. I got the stuff coming in December. I got the Turtles from Arrow Video. And there's that, but yeah, huge buying pause. And then this whole government shutdown thing. We don't know what's going to happen. So we don't know if we're going to continue to get paid or when we're going to get paid, or it's becoming a little stressful because also we have to get the house and move in. It's like a whole thing, and then we're still on a waiting list for that because of the government shutdown. It's not helping anything. So yeah, we are we're stuck here for a week. We leave, and if we don't have the house yet in Colorado, I think we're going to my in-laws for a short time because she's supposed to check in December, but she thought she was going to pull a fast one and like take the leave and basically check in on December 1st, but then get our house and all that. And so I think that's why we got put on the waiting list, because she's not supposed to be there till I think the middle of December. But she's trying to check in early. So yeah, it's one of those things. Super great. Mr. Blanding's Builds His Dream House is a quaint little film. Yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it. It's not my all-time favorite Cary Grant films, but easily probably my top 5. I think Operation Petticoat is my all-time favorite Cary Grant film. But and there's a lot of them, but I think I like those two probably the best. And yeah, it's a nice film. I watched it again last night, and I saw it had a Blu-ray, and I ordered it. Assuming you have Turtles shipping to family, as Arrow doesn't let you change pre-orders. Yeah, I ordered one from Amazon, so I could change the pre-order just in case, like I can change the address. And then the one I ordered, the other one that was like the Arrow Video exclusive, that's going to TJ. So then he's going to send it to me eventually. I mean, I'm in no rush. So it's like I'll get it when I get it. The same thing for my Halloween set. It's going to TJ. So because I had no idea when I was going to get a house. And like also thinking like they would have been shipping it around now. We're supposed to be out. Like they were packing stuff. Everything's packed up yesterday, and then I thought we'd be out of here, gone. And then it was going to be shipped around this time. Like there was no way I was going to chance at missing it in the mail or maybe getting something back or something crazy because I wasn't here. So that was going to TJ, and then. Something else. But I think there's a few other things that I know that I can change. I did the pre-order for Amazon. And then, update on my Nightmare on Elm Street. So I think I'm going to get pushed off to that second run of 500 or whatever, because I don't know how I got pushed off, but it changed from order received finally to I needed to approve the fact that they're out of them, and then when they get more, then I'll get one. Oh, awesome. I was like, I know that TJ told me, and so I was like, within that 20 minutes, I pre-ordered it from him telling me he ordered his, and then we talked about it that Saturday, and then by Saturday morning they were like sold out. I think. So yeah, I was like, I'll get it eventually. Let's see. So my son finished tech school on Friday in August. On a Friday in August, and I'm sorry, the webcam is literally like right in front of everything. Let's see. Told that he had until October to report to his duty base. Next day, on Saturday, he said, "Nope, you're heading there on Monday." Yeah, I mean that does totally happen. I mean, like the military tells you what to do, you do it, and then vice versa. But like it's also like the no late because like it's there's the command stuff and then there's the big Navy stuff. So the big Navy will be like no later than report no later than this date, and then so you have that window, and so you check out of your command at a certain point, and so there is that window. And when I was in, I always pushed it till like that day. It said no check in no later than this date. That's the day I showed up, and I literally showed up by the end of the day because it's a little bit of freedom. Like say you can take leave off that time, and then it's a little bit of freedom. And then so yeah, every time I had to check into a new station, I would do that. But my wife wanted to check in early because she has this mentality of like, got to hurry up and get there. Hurry up and get there. And like I'm like, life's a journey. So just enjoy what you got when you got it. When and enjoy the journey. She wants to zoom past the journey and get to the destination in every situation. So that's what she was trying to do. She was trying to hurry up and get there. And I think that's why we went on out yet. But I mean, the government shutdown's also let's see. So he got sent 6 weeks early, but didn't need a report still till October. Oh wow. Well, I mean, at least he was there. Maybe he didn't have to report. Then he's all settled and hang out and make that work. Let's see. So today, yeah, we're talking about obviously talking about the movie stuff, but the things that I'm excited for. So some anticipated stuff. I don't know if these are like the most anticipated for everybody. These are things that I had anticipated and I pushed off for a long time. We're trying to get some of the Blu-rays. A lot of these things I had on DVD, but then I ended up getting this one here. The first one I want to talk about is this one, Under Siege. Under Siege is getting a 4K. Arrow Video is putting out some great stuff. I'm super excited about the Arrow Video releases for January, and Under Siege is one of them. I did recently, within like the last year or maybe two, I finally upgraded my DVD Blu-ray for Under Siege. I do like that one. Out of all the Steven Seagal movies, that's one I revisit often because of the whole Navy connection. And for me, it's a classic Saturday afternoon film. So this one here is going to be not a day one pickup, but it's going to be high on my list, high on my priority list of trying to get this one on 4K. Big fan, love the movie. I mean, it's Steven Seagal. You're getting what you're getting with this, and so I always have fun with these Steven Seagal movies. I don't love them all, but Under Siege for me is probably my favorite. And so this one comes out January 6th, January 6th. So that's coming out 2 months. So I'm super stoked about that. And then what else is coming out from everybody? So you're getting that one in 4K and in Blu-ray. But you're also getting Snakes on a Plane. Now, at the time when this movie came out, I didn't like it. I thought it was like, this is a stupid schlocky goofball comedy. It's not for me. But I think I want to revisit it now. So it's one of those. Again, it's not a huge day one purchase for me, and obviously 4K there. But yeah, it was like. It's another one. It is what it is. It's a dumb movie, Snakes on a Plane. I haven't seen it since it came out, which was back in 2006. So yeah, 20 years ago. Yeah, I think I want to revisit this. But again, at that full price, I think I'll wait for a sale. It's not a huge need for me, and I wouldn't be sad if I missed out on it either. But it's something I have been wanting to revisit. And so once that popped up, I was excited. And then this one here, I'm not going to pick this one up, but I do like this movie, Assassination Bureau. It's an old classic movie from the 60s, and I have the imprint version of this. So it's, I think it's fun all around. I think it's a fun movie, but again, it's not for everybody. It is one of those necessarily a screwball comedy, but it's been put out before. It's been put out before. This is not the first time it's on Blu-ray, but I'm glad that they are putting it out. And Arrow Video picking up some titles that have been put out before in other countries. So now anybody in the UK can pick this up and save fees and not have to import stuff. And also, I think the import is also about that. I don't remember. I'll read Diana Rigg. Oh, that's what it is, Diana Rigg. And, that's a fun one. And then City Slickers. This one, again, most anticipated, beginning of January. This is a fun movie. I'd like to review this one. It's one of the few movies my wife likes can tolerate. So, she likes this one. So I'll watch that with her. I have like little date nights and so can watch this together. So I'll be picking this up for sure. I don't know if we had it on Blu-ray. We might have had this only on DVD. And if we have it, maybe we did have it. I can look it up on my phone just because they're not here. I'm gonna look it up on my phone. I know I didn't purge it. I know that's for fact. I know we did have it on VHS at some point too, so that's probably what I got rid of. Yeah, I do have it on Blu-ray. So I don't think I need that thing. It's not a 4K. It's just a regular limited edition. No, I think I'm gonna pass. I think I have the Blu-ray. I think I'm gonna pass. I don't think there's anything in here. I was thinking I only had this on VHS or maybe DVD. So I think maybe we did have it on VHS, and that's what I purged. And that's probably the last time I watched it. So I was thinking I didn't have this, but apparently I had to. So yeah, I'm going to be skipping that then. But still, I'm glad they're putting it out. And this one here, Evil Dead Rise. I like the Evil Dead movies. I love the older remake that came out a few years back. I was still in the Navy when that came out, so I don't remember when it came out. 2012-ish, in that range. But this one here, Evil Dead Rise, I don't know if I loved it. I wanted the cliche. I wanted how it basically ended at the camp. I wanted that to, the cabin or whatever. I wanted that to be the movie. And maybe it's cliche, maybe it's been done before, and I get that people like that do praise this film and say they liked it, said they liked it because it was different. And I totally get that. You're never going to please everybody, but I do own this on 4K, so I'm not going to be picking this one up. I think the artwork on this is fantastic, but as far as the Evil Dead movies, this was one of the weaker ones for me. And I don't think I have all of it. I think I have the remake, and I have the Japanese Blu-ray. I have the regular 4K, and then I think I have this. I don't think I have the original Evil Dead. So I used to. I don't have any more. I'd like to give the whole franchise a rewatch, and then maybe I'll do a ranking video, because I know that when this one came out, it did get some praise, and then when I was talking about it, I got some pushback. They're like, just turn your brain off and enjoy it. And I'm like, I don't know. It wasn't. But I did like the blood, the amount of blood that they used, and then they covered everybody in it. I thought that was great. Just for an Evil Dead movie, I thought it worked perfect. Let's see. I just wish that when there is a series, they do them all. Yeah, that is the one. That is a frustrating thing. I don't know what it is. There is a movie I have. Oh, the whole 9 yards and the whole 10 yards. I love those movies. I think they're absolutely fantastic. They're super fun for me. Great comedies. Matthew Perry, Bruce Willis. I don't think you can go wrong. And the whole 10 yards, I get that it's a sequel and it's not everybody's favorite. It's probably not a big seller, but it's stuck on DVD, no Blu-ray. And that for me is if they're going to put out the Blu-ray of the first one, give me the sequel. Give me the second one. Give me a box set. If you're afraid that it's not going to sell out, put out a box set, because if people are going to buy the first one, they're going to buy that box set. They're getting the second one, and you can upcharge, and there's ways around it. That's why they do some of those box sets sometimes. But man, yeah, I'm right there with that. If they put out one, put them all out for sure. But yeah, it's Evil Dead Rise. yeah, I think I'm gonna skip it. Oh, okay. I thought I hit the back button and like lost everything. I hit the wrong back button on the screen. All right, let's see. What do we got? Yeah, so Snakes on a Plane, and then this one. I've never seen this one. So what is this? Cheap Thrills. The Bone Woman, Garcia. I've never seen that. I don't know what this is. Visceral blend of body horror and psychological thriller rooted in Mexican folklore. Garcia. I'm probably saying it wrong. The Bone Woman is compelling exploration of fears and expectations of motherhood. I don't know if I need to see it. Like that doesn't sound like a me movie. Like I'm not a mother. I'm never gonna be a mother. So like I can't relate. But uh, if I did watch it, it'd probably be like a one and done. I don't think I need to buy it. But yeah, Under Siege, top notch. That's a huge one I'm anticipating, and I'm probably gonna pick up Snakes on a Plane for sure. And then Imprint announced some stuff that I'm excited for. So Lawnmower Man 1 and 2 box set and Alligator 1 and 2. I'm pretty sure I have the original Alligator movie poster, and I think it's fine. I've never seen the second one. Let me double check. Let's see if I get, because I have some original movie posters. I'm pretty sure it's either Alligator or there's a giant crocodile like or alligator on the cover eating everybody, and I'm pretty sure this is the movie. Oh no, I'm mistaken. I'm mistaken. I have the original 1970s crocodile movie poster. So yeah, this is the poster I have. I paid $21 for it on eBay. This is the one I have. I just looked up my purchase on eBay to see. Let's see if you can see it. I'll turn this down. Yeah, so this is the movie poster I got. So I was confused, but I do remember seeing the Alligator movie, so I'm definitely looking at grabbing this. I think it's fun. I'm glad we're getting more horror movies from Imprint, and I'm a big fan, huge fan of Imprint, big fanboy. But that's one I'm going to be picking up for sure. And then this one, Lawnmower Man 1 and 2. I have Lawnmower Man 1 on Laserdisc, and I've never seen the second one. So I might pick this up because I just having the one on Laserdisc for me, it's an easy double dip, and I love box sets. So yeah, I'm probably going to pick up both of those sets in January. By January, we should 100% be settled to where we're going to be. So I can say for sure that's something that's on my list. And then let's see what else. Oh, this one here. This one comes up often just in conversation, and I'm not a huge fan of Donnie Darko, but I like the bunny art. I think some of the stuff is cool, but the movie it's not for me. I know it's not for me. I know it's got a huge fan base, but Arrow Video is putting this out on January 31st. Is this a media book? Yeah, it looks like a media book. I do like that. And then last night there was this I took my daughter trick or treating and we went around and this lady had her kids carve pumpkins and her 12-year-old had carved the Don Darko bunny, and it was amazing. And it was just I was appreciative of pumpkin carvings. I thought it was really cool. But then we had this whole conversation how both of us don't like the movie, but apparently it's her 12-year-old daughter's favorite movie of all time. And I'm like, I don't get that, but enjoy. But yeah, I know it's coming out. It's coming with 2 cuts of the movie. Arrow Video has Arrow Video done a media book before? I'm not sure, but something that I have to see it. Yeah, I don't think they've done a movie book. Maybe they have. Maybe they have. I just missed out on it. I know I don't have any media books from Arrow Video, so it's interesting. I do like that. I'm a symmetry guy, so if one company is going to put out all of their movies in one format or one kind of style, and they stick to it, I like that. And then obviously, the box set that style, and so I guess that's why I do Newsworld and I love how they do it. The regular standard ones get a slip box, and they're all the same. And then anything that's going to be in a box set, the box sets are all designed the same. Some are bigger, some are smaller, but in general, my imprint shelf is very, aesthetically pleasing for me. And then I look at my Criterion shelf, and there's multiple movies that have completely different packaging, and some media books or digibooks or whatever, and then the skinel cases, and I don't know. I guess it's like a stickler thing for me. But if it's your all-time favorite movie and you get a special edition, I totally get that as well. I've done that many times. Oh, and speaking of that, so I did not in the move and the pack up and all that. I did my all-time favorite movie. And the other one's in the closet over there. And it's in a box. It's in the box that it came in. But my Manta Labs are coming with me. So because the rarity of them is only 600, this is completely out of print now. So if I wanted to replace it, $500-600 on eBay, and I already paid a ton of money for this already. So the damaged stuff, I didn't want that. So my Fifth Element Manta Lab is in the box that came in the closet. And then this, when I got this on eBay, I had to put the plastic protective case on it. But then it came, and this is the original shipping carton that came in, but it also was inside of a normal box. But when these get shipped from Manta Lab, they come in the box. So I didn't have that box anymore that it got shipped, so I had that. So it's still protected enough for me to take it. So yeah, I had those. And I did keep my PlayStation 5 so I could watch, I could plug this in the projector and watch stuff and, get through stuff I got to get through. And then I can watch my favorite movies of all time. I thought I had. Let's see. Do you think they're going to put out Under Siege 2? I would hope that they could. It would probably be just like a rights issue if they couldn't, and also depending on how this one sells. But they've done other ones like that before, where they put out one and then later on, didn't they do that with the Texas Chainsaw? Obviously they didn't get all of them, but they put out Texas Chainsaw 2, and then didn't they get the other ones at some point? I'm thinking they will. But if if it doesn't do well, I don't see why they would want to put more money into it. And that just kind of makes sense. But yeah, it's like I would. I'm hoping. But I also, and I know myself, I have both of them, but I love the first one, and it is that Navy connection. And the second one, I think it's fine, and I usually watch them around the same time. But if it was only that one, if Under Siege 2 was the only one, it would probably not even make my top 10, Steven Seagal movies, but because they're connected, I do like it a little bit more, I guess. Let's see. Oh, that's why Turtles is coming out as a set. How many people would buy 3 on its own? I would, and I have, but I get it. And at the time when it came out, so, obviously, growing up in the 90s and watching Turtles on TV and the cartoon, and then the movie came out and like that. By the time the third one came out, I think the cartoon was still on after school, but I think I fell off around that time. I was aging out and I wasn't really into it anymore. And I thought it was kind of, I guess, not super childish, but I did think it was a little goofy. And so the Turtles themselves, and then 3 isn't the greatest. It's not the strongest film. And there's also production value. The costumes aren't the same. And then, but it's still fun. I still like it. But when I watched it when it first came out, there was such that time gap that I had grown a little bit. Where it's like, oh, Turtles is for kids. And not in general, but like the cartoon. I stopped watching the cartoon. I know that. And so, I was excited to watch the movie. And then by the end of it, I was just like, okay. And I moved on to something else. But then was a few years later when I started doing the movie collecting, so I had to have it. And so I've had it. I had it on DVD, and I have it on VHS now. I had it on DVD, and then as soon as the Blu-ray came out and we got the Blu-rays, I had to have all three of those as well. So, but I do get it. It's not everyone's favorite. It's the one that gets joked on. People complain about it. They say they hate it. I still have fun with it. But I don't. I know for a fact that I don't watch it as much as the other two. I love the first one. I can watch it anytime, and then a lot of times I'll watch the second one like right away, but then the third one, there's times where I just don't watch the third one, in that time frame where I was watching all of them. But then we'll watch it just randomly by itself sometimes. And assuming the government has reopened by then. Yes, assuming the government has reopened. Your sound is terrible. Love your topic. Yeah, the sound is terrible because I'm in an echoey room. There's nothing. There used to be stuff in here that absorbed the echo. So I do apologize. I have this boom mic right here. So I have the boom mic, but I can't hear myself because they packed the speakers. And I can't see where it's great. And it is the room echo. I already know that it probably sounds like I'm in. Yeah, all the stuff's picked up. I'm stuck here for a week, and then, like I said, we don't have a house yet, so I'm not gonna have my stuff, and then we'll probably be my in-laws. So the next live stream will probably be from my in-laws' basement, which there'll be better sound because I'll actually plug headphones into that slot, and then or maybe I'll live stream from my iPad. I've done that before from their house. So, they're going in the same load as the greenhouse. Yeah, and all my plants are coming. I'm super about that. But then, the driver was telling me yesterday that I should check online because apparently you're not supposed to take houseplants. Like certain states don't allow you to take houseplants across state lines or something. There's something to do with beetles or something. Like certain beetles live in certain areas, and then they're just afraid of it. So I guess you're not allowed to take houseplants in California, but the houseplants get imported to California, and then you go to California, you live there, and you buy them from the stores. I don't understand it, but anyway, you're not supposed to take them. Apparently, is what he said. And then I looked it up, and there's no for Colorado. I'm good to go. I can take my houseplants, but it's outside plants. If I was going to bring shrubs or different outside plants, it's that reasoning. Apparently, certain beetles or certain bugs here that is invasive there, and there's no predator or something. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah. Let's see. If you're on a laptop, maybe you'd be better off with an integrated mic. No, the mic that's built into the computer is garbage. This is the boom mic is the better mic. It's literally the fact that I'm in an echoey room. There's nothing on the walls, so it's the echoey room that's caused. It probably sounds like I'm in a tin can. That I already hear it now. I hear that I sound in a tin can. So unless for some crazy reason the mic isn't plugged in all the way. Yeah, no, it's plugged in all the way. Oh yeah. Yeah, no, that's mine. Is that any better? I just switched the input on the computer, but it's the program. I had to turn it off and turn it back on. I just did that. Probably the same actually. Crappy noise. Let's see. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, so there's those things. I was really excited. Not as echoey. Yeah, I did. I moved it a little bit and I turned the thing, so maybe it was stuck in the program. Let's see. What do we have? Here we go. more stuff that I'm excited for. So I'm not excited for Donnie Darko, but I do know that people are. And that's totally fine. You like what you like. You don't, you don't. It's Better Tomorrow trilogy. What is coming out? It's coming out from Shout Factory. And I have not honestly been following along with that whole Shout Factory thing. I've been super busy with this like packing up and move and everything. And so I've seen bits and pieces of it, and there's all this speculation that they're closing up shop and everything. But yeah, this is apparently is coming out in November 18th, so very soon. $80 is the pre-order price on it. Better Tomorrow, and it looks like you're getting a few movies here. So 19 through 21. Yeah. Movies. Hong Kong Cinema, 3 movies. Oh yeah, the Hong Kong Cinema Classics. Yeah, this is something I'd probably pick up. I'll probably check this out for sure. No, I'm a big fan of that stuff. I have this other Hong Kong Cinema thing. Yes. But it's not like it's like I think it's like a drama romance. It's called Autumn's Tale. Chow Yun Fat. Yeah, Chow Yun Fat. And a whole bunch of other people I don't know. But he's in this movie, and yeah, it's a naive young woman travels from Hong Kong to New York City to study and reunite with her long-distance boyfriend after she discovers he's leaving the city with another woman. The downstairs neighbor tries to help her adjust to life in a foreign city. So it's about leaving Hong Kong, going to New York, and getting dumped. So yeah, this is something I got to check out too. I got to get more of the like action stuff, and so yeah, the Better Tomorrow trilogy that might be something I'm going to check. Let's see. And then Clue 4K Anniversary coming out from, let's see, who's putting this out? Looks like a UK title. Paramount Pictures. It's got the like weird PT which I usually see on Canada stuff. Oh, it's got the, yeah, like available, yeah, UK thing. So yeah, this is being put out. Clue 4K on Blu-ray is being put out in the UK December 1st. I don't know if that's the first time on 4K for them. Again, I hate the big ugly banner I always do, but I do like the movie poster art. I like that. I think that's fantastic. And Clue is one of my favorites. I do love Clue. I do have the 4K. I think Shout put out the 4K here in America. So I have that. Yeah, I'm a big fan of this movie. I've been watching it since I was a kid, and then there was the board game. We played the board game all the time. But, yeah, big fan. Love Tim Curry. I don't feel wrong with Tim Curry at all. Yeah, I was like, if it's not, maybe if I want the mic close, maybe if I need this mic closer. Again, I can't hear it. Is that better? If I put the microphone up right here. Let's see. Yeah. I just got the 4K Steelbook glass of what? And then Under Siege is probably one I'll get but on Blu-ray. I don't do 4K anymore. I'm still doing 4K. I totally get it. Like like some of them are different. I've not been I was a big fan in the beginning of some of the Dolby Vision stuff, and then throughout doing all the testing, because I made a huge video about them using the best 4Ks in my collection. This is what stood out to me, picture and sound. I was noticing like there's a huge discrepancy in the Dolby Vision and then the HDR because I have 2 different players and I have them set up exactly the same, but then one's on Dolby Vision all the time, the other one's not, and just switching them back and forth. I've been preferring that HDR picture, but then at the same time, I and people argue and try to tell me and break down the science behind it. I think the whole damn thing's a gimmick. I think it's a gimmick because not everyone has an OLED television. Not everyone has a plasma or something that's going to be able to produce the cleanest blacks, the darkest blacks, and so they amp it up. Like when you look at if you have an OLED television and you watch things in Dolby Vision, a lot of times the whole picture is like super dark, a lot of gray. It's almost like a gray wash over it. And then when I put the HDR on, or I put it in the other player with HDR, it's much better experience, much better image. It's not the same. And then a few of them, like Risky Business 4K, fantastic 4K, beautiful. I love the movie, beautiful picture. But on Dolby Vision, there are scenes that go from they're really bright and light, and then the next scene is a little dark, and then it's like super dark because of, and then there's a couple scenes where the way they were filming it, they were all sitting at the table in the beginning in the little cafe or whatever it is, and there's natural light coming from the window behind some of them, and then the other people are sitting behind like where the counter is, and so there's no natural light coming there. And so in the film, when you watch it on videotape, or DVD, or Blu-ray, whatever, it just kind of plays out, and it's fine. It's not really noticeable. But with the Dolby Vision on, it's like boom, boom, boom. It's jarring because it's super bright and it's super dark. And I just, like I said, I've said before, I think the whole thing's a gimmick for those TVs that don't have the capability of displaying like really, really dark blacks. A lot of the budget-friendly TVs, those LCD TVs, the blacks tend to look gray, and so I think to overcompensate for those TVs, I think that's what HDR and Dolby Vision really do. And when you have OLED, or you have I don't know if any of those micro LEDs do anything better. I know the QLED, the Samsung version of it, I know is amazing. My Plasma is absolutely amazing, but it only does 1080p. But I can still hook up, I can hook up a 4K player to it. It's just not going to give me the 4K picture, but it's still like a better picture than the regular Blu-ray. If you understand what that means. But I tried to explain it before, and like somebody's trying to argue with me saying that you'll never get a 4K picture on the TV because it's not 4K. I totally get you're not going to, but it's the same thing. You can plug a Blu-ray into a CRT television and still watch it, and it's still going to give you an amazing picture because it's maximizing the TV's capability, and it's putting in a signal higher than the TV's capability, so you're getting the best. And so, even on my Plasma, when my old TV burned out before I bought the OLED, I was using my Plasma TV and watching a lot of 4K, but I didn't do any reviews because I knew that it would be not disingenuous, but it wouldn't be legit, because how could you review a 4K movie if I didn't have the display? But I still watched the 4K movies on the 4K player, but I was only watching it on 1080p Plasma, and they were amazing because the blacks are black on a Plasma TV. And so that's my whole rant about that. And I say it all the time, and people are like, it's not a gimmick, and then they try to explain it to me like I'm, stupid. And I'm like, I totally get it. I think it's to overcompensate for TVs that don't have that capability. I think I'm good sticking with my Blu-rays for Under Siege 1 and 2. Yeah, as I don't know, I like Under Siege. I don't know. It's the thing. I don't know. I'm tempted on the 4K, so I probably will. I don't know if I need two to upgrade to. But then I think I probably would, because of the way they sit on the shelf. Like, it's got to do with my Arrow video collection, kind of thing. Although when I do move, that is going to be a change. So like I'm still going to any of the big boutique labels, the Arrow Video, Criterion, like Imprints, all those I'm going to have separate. Like they're going to have their own dedicated shelf. But a lot of the other ones, and maybe even the Warner Archive too, I'm just going to mix them in to the regular, because this room was never big enough, and so I had most of my boutique stuff in here, and then on this wall. I actually did record the night before they packed everything up. And it was like 3 a.m, and I did record a video here, but it was 3 a.m, so there's no good natural light, so you couldn't really see anything. So it was hard for me to stand off to the side and then be like, talk about stuff and show. So I'm holding the microphone, and then I'm also dragging that thing around for the light, and then holding the camera at the same time. And so it's probably going to be some shaky cam, crappy room tour. But I did get the room tour filmed. I did learn some things. And so the next time when we get settled in a new place and I do the room tour there, I'm going to film it when I have net. Because all this is I don't have any lights turned on today. This is all the sunlight coming in. And I never had that. I always had it dark because I didn't want people to see the equipment and see the room, because you could see it from the road. And then there's all the other houses that are there. And like people, and like some people here, like they're just not trusting. So I always had it blocked off. But in the new room tour, I learned a lot of things. But so I do apologize ahead if the room tour video sucks. But I go through some stuff and I pull some stuff off the shelf too and show some hidden gems that I think are hidden gems in my collection. It'll be your found footage style video. Yeah, kinda. There's because I know there's one point where like I kind of dropped the camera, like didn't drop the camera, but like it slipped because I took it off the pole, and then it's got that arm, and so I was holding the arm and I was trying to hold the microphone, but then at the same time I was trying to pull out a movie and then talk about it, then show it, and then yeah, so it's just like the camera was all over the place. Yeah, it'd definitely be like some kind of found footage thing. Let's see. My most anticipated is Captain Blood 4K from Criterion. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out too. I hope someone does Adventures of Robin Hood, whether Warner Brothers themselves or Criterion. You know, speaking of Robin Hood, I mean that's one I'd really check out too. But speaking of Robin Hood, I'm really trying to. I really should watch that Errol Flynn Robin Hood, but I've been waiting for like a good 4K. It's like, right? Has that ever been put out on 4K? Yeah, no, she had a new one. I hated that new one. It was like it felt like it was trying to compete with the Marvel movies and being this like super fast-paced action film. And then I know a lot of people didn't like this Robin Hood with Russell Crowe. Oh, that's the best one. That last one. So yeah, that's all they put out here in America. Yeah, so I might just pick up the Blu-ray of the Errol Flynn one. It's something I know I've been wanting to watch for a very long time. It's really never come across my attention. Like I've never seen it when I worked at the video rental store. I don't remember it being in the video rental store on the shelves. I've never seen it in stores. I've seen it online a few times, but yeah, I think that for sure. Let's see. My most anticipated. Oh, yeah. Twice. Oh. Yeah. So there's a clue something that I'm glad they're putting it out in the UK. I don't know if it's been out before or whatever, but they're putting it out for the 40th anniversary, which is nice. Let's see. What is this? Inquisition on 4K. Mondo Macabre. Yeah, this is one. I do like the movie poster. The art's great. There's no big ugly banner. Half-naked lady. Sure, I like all that stuff, and I miss this original artwork. You know, again, working at a video rental store, we used to see a lot more of this. I mean, I don't know if this was the original artwork, or something they had done up for this version of it. It's from 1978, and it comes out late 2025. I mean, it is already kind of late 2025, so supposedly by Christmas, I guess. So it's going to be coming out. I have not picked up any of those Mondo Macabre films. But I'm always interested. And then I'm a huge fan of Scream. I've talked about this before. I like Scream 1 through 4. I even like 4. I bought the first two of the new ones, and they're okay. So this Scream 4 or Scream 7 First Look. I don't know. There's a lot more new people. We were introduced to new people in the other one. Now we're introducing. Someone says, "For God's sake, just end the series already." Yeah, it's kind of my thing. It's kind of my thing. So yeah, I'm just like, I don't know. I like the original 4. Wes Craven did those. I'm good. The other ones, I bought them. I own them. I've watched them a couple times. I think they're okay. But that last one, I didn't get into that last one at all. So yeah, I don't think I'm gonna. I need 7 in my life. Super exciting. They're putting out Dr. Seuss and the Grinch. Yeah, the Grinch Stole Christmas. They're putting out the 4K on. Putting out this. This has been put out before, so this is not a. It seemed like anything new. Oh, new 25 years later, The Gift of the Grinch. So there is one new from director Ron Howard and Brian Grazer, makeup artist. Yeah, so there's some new 25 years later thing on there, but everything else is not. I don't think it's worth upgrade. I have this on 4K. I don't need it for that new thing. Hopefully, I can find it on YouTube. But yeah, $30. If you don't have it, it's a great pickup. I do enjoy the movie, but this is something that is this Steelbook? Yeah, Steelbook. So the green up here, like they thought to print. I mean, obviously it's cheaper to print it on paper, but they printed it on the paper with green. Like they need to go back to doing the colored cases, like just tying it in. It's just a little bit of a nice aesthetic that it's not necessary, but I think it's just super fun. And putting the Grinch out on 4K, and they can do it. They've done it before for years on all the Blu-ray cases. The DVD cases had it. They did a lot more on DVD cases, but then I picked up Mean Girls on 4K, and that came with a pink case. So it's not that it can't be done. It's just it's cheaper to not do it. So yeah, that's another thing. It's same artwork, same stuff. There's a new thing for 25 years later. That seems like a cash grab to me. If you don't have it, totally grab it. But if you have it already, it's been out. Oh, the Great Outdoors Blu-ray. I already have it on Blu-ray. What is this? Great Outdoors is preparing a Blu-ray release of Ron Howard's comedy Great Outdoors. So is this going to description? The description of the movie. Let's see. Expected to arrive on the market early next year. And Kino Lorber's never been huge on special features, so I'm not expecting any. The only way I would pick that up is I think my Blu-ray is fantastic. We watch it a lot. It's one of the few movies that like the whole family loves and gets watched multiple times a year, not just in the summertime. It gets watched probably 12 times a year. A lot more in the summertime, obviously, but yeah, that's something. We went camping and we watched this on the projector. It's a great, fun movie. I think my Blu-ray is fantastic. I don't think I need anything. It says playback, 4K Blu-ray, region free, and 2K. So maybe it says, I missed the 4K part when I read the other thing. So it is coming out on 4K, 4K UHD Ultra. Yeah, I'll be picking this up. No, I've changed my mind. Oh, I didn't miss that. Oh, because it just says here, Kino Lorber are preparing a Blu-ray release, so that's why. And it says Great Outdoors Blu-ray. So here it says it's both. So you're getting the 4K HD Blu-ray. So yeah, that'll be an easy pickup for me. Early 2026. Yeah, getting ready for summertime. That's gonna be a huge thing. I love them. I love the movie. Getting it on 4K is it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. I enjoyed the Uncle Buck upgrade. The only thing that I noticed it seems like Kino Lorber's doing with those 4Ks is they are going through and doing stuff with the audio, because I've watched Uncle Buck a million times and I've watched it on my surround sound downstairs, and it was always fine. It's always fine. And then the beginning scene when he's traveling to go to the family's house, the music that's playing has a lot of bass now. If you have that on 4K, you have a big sound system, tons of bass, and it's like so loud. And does it a couple times in the movie, but it doesn't do it on the old Blu-ray. It didn't do it on the DVD, and it never did on the VHS. The music was always there. There was like a little bit of bass, but they definitely amped it up. And that's not. There's another Kino Lorber 4K that I noticed there's some audio. So yeah, that'll be interesting. Yeah, I think that's it. Those are the anticipated things that I'm looking forward to. Oh, this is the one I want to talk about here. So again, this is something I think it's great. I don't know if I'm going to pick this up. I don't think I need it. But the thing is, we've seen so much of the Steelbook only stuff coming out of Disney and Sony, and any of the Disney Sony stuff like they were working on together. It's been Steelbook only, the higher price tags. And Steelbook's not for everybody. So this one here, it seems like it's only coming out on this. So it's just not a Steelbook. I think that's great. Obviously, price is pending, so it's probably going to still be crazy expensive. But the fact that you don't have to get the Steelbook now, is the Steelbook coming down the road? Probably. Do I need to upgrade from my Blu-ray? Probably not. You know, my youngest kid's going to be 9. She has not watched this movie in years. And so, like, it's one of those things, like, as a family, like, I don't know when the next time we are going to watch it. I don't think I need it, but it's awesome that it's coming out, and I'm glad they're going to steal it. I mean, not that I'm glad. I'm glad that it's not the steelbook only option. Let's see. They will eventually. It's Errol Flynn in Michael Kurt's Robin Hood is the most well-known and liked version, and was shot in Technicolor 3 strips, 3-strip, and Gold swore alone to be worth restoration. Oh, for sure. And like I've heard so many great things about it. I've never seen it, and then it's something I've always wanted to, and just that simple fact that I've wanted to for so long, and now I'm like, how do I just pick up the Blu-ray or find it online, or I want to wait for the 4K. I think that's but I don't know if I can. I do love the movie. I mean, I do love the older movies like that, and like that whole time frame in Hollywood is probably one of my favorite eras. So yeah, I would love to pick that up. But I mean, if I come across it in any format when we go to Colorado and I start looking for stuff, if I come across it, I'll probably pick it up. But that's it. I've never come across it in real life. Like I said, I can find it online. I'm sure it would. It is definitely the most famous. People that don't, my wife, who doesn't like most movies, and she's not a movie person, she's even aware of the film. She doesn't know who Errol Flynn is, but she's aware of that movie poster and all that stuff. Warner Brothers also should absolutely look for the best elements into King Kong 33, even if the nitrate negative is gone. There are materials all over the world in various states and conditions. Yeah, and that's how they restored supposedly the. It's like somebody keeps saying it's an unauthorized version. I'm sure it probably is, but it's an the Italian version of what is it? The band movie. And with Uncle Remus. The Brian Fox. Well, everybody, it's always controversial. Everyone's talking about that movie. But the Italians put it out. I got the Blu-ray. And then there was restoration work on it, and they put out both versions. They put out like the standard version, and it's kind of crappy and like fuzzy. It's still watchable. You still watch it, but you know that it's not there. But then the other disc has been from restoration, and then there's and it's all in Italian. So I was like, I don't know what it all says, but you can see it visually, like side by side, how they're doing restoration. And a little bit that I was able to look up and find out about it. They pulled sources the same exact way. They pulled sources from all of their movie theater film reels in Italy, the ones that they could find. They pulled those sources together and then kind of put the film in there, and then they restored what they could. And, like, the restoration looks pretty good and it's really enjoyable. And my daughter thought it was great. And I thought she would hate it because like she's kind of grown out of a lot of the Disney stuff. And, she was into it. Ron Leprechaun. Yeah, it's a fun Disney one. I'm glad they're putting it out. Like I just said, I don't think I need to upgrade because, like I said, the kids kind of going out all that stuff. And we do the movie tradition stuff. So I've said this before, but every Friday we do TGIF. I got all those shows on DVD and we watch those. And then, like I said, I also put them on my Plex server so it makes it easier. But we do that, and then we do 80s Movie Day, and that's why a lot of people, they don't understand the movie collecting or just want to come in and negative comments. They're like, "Oh, you're a hoarder," and I'm like, "No, actually, I have a big family, and everybody has their own opinions and options in movies. And if you want to watch a movie in a certain room and somebody's occupying the other room, it's just much easier to have it on VHS. And the other thing is with 80s Movie Day, we purposely, treat it like a library, and we come up in here and look at the VHS tapes, and it would all be 80s movies on VHS, and we'd watch them downstairs. And then, because trying to cram in here was a little bit more difficult, but we watch them downstairs, and we make a day of it. The three of us that are here, we watch them. And then we also do Sundays at 8 o'clock, we do Disney movie, like they used to do on ABC back in the 90s. So 8 o'clock is always a Disney movie. and we enjoyed that, and that's always fun. But like I said, my daughter's like, she's getting in that preteen era, and she just wants to watch things that are more inappropriate teenager stuff, and she's like, I'm too old for Disney, but she loves it. So I think she's confused. I think that's what it is. I never expected to transfer in 2K from Lucasfilm for Radioland Murders on Blu-ray from the Interpositive. I've never even seen that film, George Lucas movie, but not directed. Yeah, that is a George Lucas movie, but not directed. But that's one that I had on DVD. So I'm going to pick that up. I like that. One. And there's the other one with like Tucker and his car or Dream or something. It's a true story where this guy invented this tanker, this car. It's a vehicle for the military, but then the military didn't want it. It was like super fast. It was like an electric car back in the 60s or something, or whenever this movie takes place. And then they didn't want it, but then he decides he's going to make his own car. And he starts doing his own car company. Gets like loans. Like the government gives him like this building, lets him lease this building where he can build all the stuff, and then all the car manufacturers basically plotted against him to keep him out of it. They took him to court. They were trying to say that he was frauding the public, and he produced something like, I don't know what the number is, but he produced like something like 30 cars, and then he kind of won the court case. But at the end of it, like he was out of money because the bigger wallets, bigger lawyers kind of screwed him. But he showed that he produced those cars, and that he brought them to court and showed it off, and those cars are worth a fortune now because there was like only 30 produced. They're supposed to be amazing, but that was a good movie too. That was produced by Lucasfilm. Tucker, I think it was Tucker or Man's Dream or something. Let's see. Yeah, Tucker, the Man and His Dream. Yeah, that was exactly the name of the movie. It came out in 1988. Jeff Bridges, story of Preston Tucker, the maverick car designer, and his ill-fated challenge to the auto industry with revolutionary car concept. Yeah, it was a Francis Ford Coppola film, but I'm like pretty sure that Lucasfilm put that out. Watch it. I'm probably wrong. No, yeah, that's what Lucasfilm's right on the movie poster. Yeah, Lucasfilm put that out. Yeah, if you've not seen that movie, I think it's a fun one. I mean, it's kind of a crappy story. I think it's an enjoyable movie. Excited for Under Siege new commentary? Yeah, if there is. I didn't notice if there was. I didn't check, but yeah, I'm excited. I love commentary stuff. I love extra features. I'm into it. But again, not every movie that I own that has those extra features I've ever even bothered to watch, because there's certain movies that I think are fine, but I don't need all of the extra backstory. I'm not super into it. But obviously, some of my favorites. But yeah, Under Siege, I've seen that enough times where that would be an exciting thing. When Arrow Video put out Demolition Man on 4K, like I just soaked up the extra feature stuff. And then it was interesting to me that because in England and the UK, they put out Demolition Man, and then they did Pizza Hut instead of Taco Bell, the restaurant that they go to, and the food, all the food is there. But the special effects or how they fixed it was not that great. Not that great. So in one of the scenes, I think they erased the door. They had the Taco Bell on it. They erased the door, I think, in one of the scenes. And then another scene, it was almost like this weird digital clip, and it kind of moved a little bit. They stamped it over there, and then they dubbed over where Sylvester Stallone and Sandra Bullock were having an exchange about Taco Bell, and it's this, it says Pizza Hut, but it's like dubbed. And I was just like, oh, I thought you did it. Yeah. But yeah, it's like that stuff. I soak it all up. I'm into it. Make Fireball Island movie? I don't know. Emperor's New Groove from Sony is a surprise, but where is the 4K of Sleeping Beauty? I don't know. The Sleeping Beauty, I think like the Blu-ray looked absolutely fantastic, and like the way it's shot. I think I don't know. If I'm right on that, but I swore it was like one of the first times that they did like the widescreen. And I don't know what it was actually like animated in and like the size, but it's definitely widescreen, and I feel it's like one of the first, if not the first. But it looked amazing in Blu-ray. So I think the 4K would probably be a small uptick, but it's still looking incredible. If they want to do new Disney, where's Atlas Lost to Empire in 4K, where's Hercules, where's Tarzan? Yeah, those would be great. Those would be great, but I mean, obviously it costs money. They're trying to do the whole streaming thing. They were never trying to put money into the discs. I think they're reluctant in putting this stuff out because you've heard actors, you've heard people that are involved in the movies talking about how like they would make their money on the DVD sales, and so like they're not doing that now. And like, there was that whole argument about Grandma's Boy. Grandma's Boy flopped at the box office and made tons of money on DVD sales, and just like the word of mouth on that. Why is it still stuck on DVD? Like I know I think there's a German version on Blu-ray you can import, but like here in America, why? Why is it stuck on DVD? It made tons and tons of money on DVD, and now I think you can maybe stream it only in like a higher definition. Yeah, it's something there. So all the rest of those movies, those would be great. But at the same time, we've owned them all for so long, and we had the VHS back in the day, and then we had the DVDs, and then we had the Blu-rays, and then like I said, my youngest is 9 now, and I just don't see the need to rush out and buy all those Disney movies. Like my favorite Disney movies are Wall-E, Lilo and Stitch. I like Stitch. I think that's great. There's a couple others that I do enjoy, but overall, any of the 4K Disney movies we own, I picked up extremely cheap. I found them at the used bookstore. I found Moana, the 4K steelbook at the used bookstore. So I traded that in with some credits, and we got that basically for nothing. And then I found Lion King, Aladdin, and then one other one, I think maybe Frozen on 4K, all at Big Lots for $5. So that's where I'm at. It's like we've owned them for so long. I don't think there's any that I have to like rush out and get day one. So if they put those out, I would probably be hesitant and wait till a sale or whatever. But I would like to get them in 4K. That would be great. But then there's that other thing of like, I grew up with the Disney Vault era. So they used to put the movies in the vault, and then they would do like that FOMO panic thing where they'd be like, it's going in the vault on this date, and blah, blah, blah. So this will be the last time you'll be able to own this on video, home video, and like they'd do that. And then like, 5 to 10 years later, it would come out of the vaults, and then like, this is the first time on DVD, and like, and then give you more of that FOMO. You got to hurry up and get this thing because it's been gone for so long in the vault. It's kind of crappy, but at the same time, it's smart because if they had done that, I probably would jump on because the nostalgia, loving the movie, sharing it with my family, like that whole thing would just be there. Fool's Gold 2. No, I said maybe. I don't know. I like some of those movies. When was the other one put out? And then you also got to think of like the age of the actors too. Maybe I'm thinking of a different movie. Because I'm not seeing like regular, like there's a couple Fool's Gold options, but I'm not familiar with any. Maybe. I mean, that's the thing. With any of the sequels, whether or not, I don't know. But with any of the sequels, generally for me, it's always the when was it put out, and then the age of the actors, and then you know, then you're gonna obviously have to add new people in. And then, you know, the old movie did so well, or you might have liked it, whatever, because the on-screen chemistry was there, and then you add in somebody new, especially if somebody, you know, an older movie and you're doing the sequel or you're doing some kind of soft reboot or something, it just never feels the same. That's why I've just really not done any of the Scream movies. I didn't want to watch the. I still know you did, or I know you did last summer TV show, even though I think Jennifer Love Hewitt was going to be involved in that. Like they take the old. It's just like it has not felt like the same. It never feels the same for me. So I don't know. I would probably not. New at Close Range Special Edition. I don't own that one. I know I don't own that one. So yeah, if they put out a new one, I'd probably pick it up. That was put out a while ago too. Let's see. Somebody, I swear, somebody put this out not too long ago. Let's see the world. MVP, I knew MVP. Well, I didn't know MVP. Yeah, 2022. But yeah, this one, there's a media book. This is here from 2025. There's one put out in 2015, but then, yeah, this one here, this Arrow Video put it out last year. So yeah, there's that. It was a limited edition. I don't know if it included a bunch of extra special features, and it was just a standard, as far as I know, it was just a standard slipcover version. So it's been put out a bunch of times. If they did like a big special edition, it would probably be for me to like jump on it and pay the higher price tag for a premium edition. I would want some stuff that we've never seen before. I'd want new interviews. And not necessarily, and again, I know it's harder and I know it's more expensive, but not necessarily from random people that love the film historians like that. Give me somebody that worked on the film, makeup guy, anybody that was there during that time that can tell you a story that adds to the value of your love of the movie. And that for me is great. But when you have like film historians that are just going off what they are talking about, or a lot of times I've seen it like they kind of add in whatever's going on in the political climate that's going on at the time that they're reporting it, and then correlating that with the film and how the feelings, or maybe that the film was made such a long time ago, and then today's political, and then they bring up all this stuff, and then it just ruins the whole thing for me because again, movies are escapism. And that if I don't want to listen to that stuff. I want stories. I want stories from the people that work in it. I want background information. And so like, while it's kind of cool, and I know it. Obviously you're never going to get anybody that worked on a film for like movies from the 30s and 40s and stuff. Most of the guys are going to be gone. So like, you might have some secondhand stories in that. So that might be a great use of film historians. But there's been so much new stuff being put out, and then the new stuff they've added is, people are still around. Yeah, they might be expensive to get on set, but I just watched something. I don't remember what it was, but George Lentz. They got George Lentz talking about something. And it's like, give me something. I thought that was great. So yeah, it would have to be for me to be excited about it. I'd be happy picking up the MVP version, but if you put out a big chunky set, give me something awesome. So you aren't going to buy that 60 plus Blu-ray pack that Disney is dropping. I wasn't even excited when they did that crazy few years ago. They put out that like big giant, like for the 100th anniversary, they put out 100 films, and like somebody broke it down and like, yeah, it makes sense. Like when you break it down 100 films, and like this is what they would all be brand new. It's like it's worth it. Right? I'm like, it's not worth it. I own all the films. Why am I going to buy them again in this big giant collector 100-pack set for $1,500? Like I can't do it. So whatever this $60 plus whatever or 60 whatever plus movies they're putting out, that's going to be a huge price tag. All the movies I already So I do like stuff. I'm a big fan of Disney. I know that was like a hot button topic a while back. I'm a big fan of Disney, and like when I do New Room Tour, I have like an original like opening day, and I mean they had that poster for, or not poster, but the map for I think like the whole first year. So it's not technically like opening day, but it's the opening year map for Disney World. And so the original map, and I have that all framed up and stuff. So I'm a big fan of Disney. I like the parks. I like the movies. But yeah, some of that stuff I was like, I can't justify it. I can't justify dropping that kind of dough on movies I already own. That how often are we going to watch them all just to have that collector piece? Now I've spent crazy money. Like I spent crazy money on this. And people have said it was too much money, and that's fine. It's not for you. This is one of my all-time favorite movies. No brainer. Do I need to buy all those Disney movies again? No. Give me the stuff that they never put out, like that darn cat from the '60s. Not the one from the '90s, but the one from the '60s. That's never been put out. Like I don't think anywhere in the world on DVD. So it's stuck here on DVD here. Nobody else got it on DVD, and I think like England might have got it on VHS. So like. Give me that old stuff. Give me the live action old stuff. There's there's that one with Dean Jones. I don't remember everybody else's name, but Dean Jones is a fantastic cast, and it's about a guy who inherits this old hotel in like a ski area where it's like all snow and stuff. But the local guy's trying to weasel the property out of him, and everybody's trying to tell him it's like a failure. He's going to fail at it. So he has to try to struggle to put this like ski resort together. That movie was so fun. I enjoyed it. My daughter enjoyed it. And it was on streaming. It was streaming on Disney Plus. And we don't have that anymore. Like the streaming has always sucked here. So it was crap. I think Snowball Express is what the movie's called. I don't think that's ever been off of VHS. And so give me that old stuff. Yeah, 60 plus Blu-ray pack of all the movies that have been out a million times. Come on. I can't justify it. I'm still waiting for Splash in 4K without any tampering. Yeah, that's frustrating too. What is the point? Disney owning Touchstone, Fox, and just withholding films. There's tons of films waiting for 4K upgrades. Oh, for sure. But there's tons of films waiting for Blu-rays. And I talk about Touchstone. I always bring up Captain Ron. That's not only a family favorite. Like people that have grew up watching that movie. Like I don't. There's probably people that hate the movie, but I've never met anybody that's like, oh, Captain Ron's the worst movie ever. People like that movie. It's a fun family movie, and it's stuck on DVD. That's a Touchstone film. What was it? Down on Beverly Hills, stuck on DVD. There's so many stuck on DVD. Yeah, put them out. And the thing is, it's not even just DVD's a horrible format, a horrible medium, but there is some of those older DVDs, especially Disney ones, that the port wasn't that great, the transfer wasn't that great, and so on an older television, it's not that noticeable. On an old CRT, I can watch any one of my DVDs, and they look pretty good. Like Son-in-Law looks like crap on my OLED. My OLED up converts, things, and then so does my player. And so I usually have a great experience watching DVDs downstairs. And there's a few that just kind of really suck. Son-in-Law is fuzzy, and it's not a wonderful experience. But I take that same DVD, I pop it up here, well, not here anymore, but I watch it on my CRT with an old DVD player, and it looks great. And so they didn't put a lot of money in the restorations when they were putting stuff on DVD. And so that's why I'm like, give me all this old Touchstone stuff, up convert it. Give me something else, restore it, give it to me. They're holding on to it. Go on to it, and then a lot of the stuff when you look at the streaming, they have they put the money into the transfer because it's streaming in 4K, and so just put it on this. I know not everything's been restored, but put it on this. Splash unedited. I'm going into next year. I've said this before. I'm going to be looking for a lot of the out of print stuff. I'm not going to, crazy prices like Airheads. Airheads on Blu-ray, I think was demanding a $500 price tag. No way, that's asinine. I'll keep like things like Splash, that's been at the higher price point, and I've seen it as like low as $80. That's something that I'm tempted to grab. And like not even just like the American Blu-ray, but the Canadian one, and then like there's a couple of overseas releases that I found being sold on eBay for like that in that $80 to $100 price range. And so it's Splash all over the world on Blu-ray is expensive. And Australia too, I think it's expensive. And normally those countries, when it's expensive over here in America, I've been importing them. I have a region-free Blu-ray player, but not all of them end up being region locked, even though they say they are. And I just import a lot of them because they're just cheaper that way. Like Bachelor Party, I got that for with shipping from the UK, obviously before the VAT tax, or the VAT tax, but before the tariffs, before all the tariff nonsense and all that stuff. $20. You got the movie shipped from the UK. That's paying VAT tax, it's paying the shipping, it's paying the extra stuff. $20. The same movie here on Blu-ray, because it's out of print, was like, I think the lowest I found was 65 plus like, another like $6 or $8 for shipping. It was just like, get out of here. Get out of here. So yeah. And the fact that Splash all over the world is demanding a higher price, like you would think that somebody at Disney would go, hey, look, this is a cash cow. Let's just print this. Like we would print money. And clearly they don't. And they're not just eBay prices that are sitting there. You can go to the sold listing. People are buying these at those prices. What commentary or watch party would you do? I've been thinking about this. So I used to do watch parties all the time. Like I would do live streams and I would do watch parties. But those were fun. Those were fun and enjoyable. But there was always like a small group that would always like come and show up, and they would have a good time. And then I would put that out, and then so it's not necessarily about getting the views. But if I don't get the views on one video, then the next video doesn't get the potential to get out there. So it's not necessarily about the views, but it's about the engagement and the experience. And so like people don't get to see the video if it doesn't get pushed out there. It doesn't get pushed out there because the last video tanked, I guess, and like that. So I was noticing that would happen a lot because there'd be the same small group of people that would show up, they'd hang out, they'd actually want to sit down and watch the movie. Because then I would put it out where we all watch it together. And I would do like a live commentary while we do that. And that was super fun. So if I do that again, it would be like a member only thing. That would be the only thing. And I would watch I would do any movie really. And obviously like things I grew up with, nostalgia. I hated doing that with new movies I hadn't seen before. And I've done it a few times, but then I'm more paying attention to what Chad is saying. Then I'm doing my commentary and I'm doing it. So I'm not really like absorbing the movie as well. So it would definitely have to be movies I've seen a million times, or at least once before, I guess. And so there's that. But yeah, pretty much any movie. But yeah, we watched a lot of stuff in the 80s. Just because like that's the stuff I grew up with. But anything I could because I had Amazon, and I would do it because like here I have crappy internet. I've said this before, but I don't have crappy internet in the middle of the night. So it's just like there's always like a thing about the middle of the night. It's like everybody goes to bed. There's no bottleneck of everybody trying to do their streaming services in this area. And so then like I had great internet. And so then I was able to get on my iPad, Amazon, and then put out the link to invite everybody. And anybody that I sent the link, they could just watch it on their Amazon. And so they'd watch it on their Amazon while they were watching me. We'd all watch the movie together, and that was super fun. And so it would just be whatever was available on Amazon Prime. And because like if you had to pay for it, even if I bought it and paid for it, if you didn't buy it, you'd have to pay for it. So it'd have to be anything free on Amazon. And that was just a great experience. But yeah, it would be anything that I've seen before. They have one chance to get the Star Trilogy right in the original version, but I know people may boycott it just because of Disney, Star Wars, Kathleen Kennedy. I don't support them, and I do want the original. Yeah, I was like the originals would be super great. I know that I don't think. I mean, there's no. It doesn't seem. It seems like internet celebrities, internet influencers, internet personalities tend to take it to like the super extreme because like my in-laws had no idea that people were mad at Disney. Like that was a shock to them, and then it like popped up on the news, and then they're like, "Oh my god!" Like they had no idea. So like there is this thing about people on the internet, and it's outrage. I'm not saying it's all fake, but I am saying like the internet influencer and stuff. I think they take things to the extreme because like nobody's really talking about Disney right now, so like it doesn't seem like anybody hates Disney. So it's like it's one of those things. But yeah, the whole boycotting and like yeah, Star Wars, Disney, Captain Kennedy. Like I'm right there with you. I've not been a fan. Last Jedi, I left that movie like I've said before. It felt like a gut punch for me. So it's one of those things. Yeah, I would love for them to put it out. I have the um, bootlegs of the Project 77 and all those movies that they kind of pieced it together, and they use things from the Laserdisc and different films, film reels from like movie theaters and stuff to try to get as best of the originals as they can, and then they did the 4K versions of that. So I have those, and those are enjoyable. But yeah, I would love like an official release, but I don't know. There's all kinds of theories out there. I've got my own thoughts as to why we're never really getting those originals. But then, and then George just says they're destroyed, because he made this special edition and those were destroyed. But I think there's other stuff going on. Because it just seems odd because when I think it was the Library of Congress asked for Star Wars, he sent over the special editions, and then they wanted the originals, and he's like, no. So they didn't want the special editions. They wanted the originals to be saved in the Library of Congress. Are you somewhere else? No, this is the same room that I've always been in. I'm moving. So everything got packed up, and it got packed up yesterday. So it's packed up, and then we're moving to Colorado. So the thing is, we're not situated yet with the whole government shutdown. We're scheduled to be out of here next Friday, and we're supposed to be moving to Colorado, but we're on a waiting list, and the government shutdown is not helping. So this is where I am today. Next week, depending on how we travel, we're supposed to leave. Depending on how we travel, I might not do the live stream at this time. But I normally do. It might be a little bit later if I'm able to do it. They said we might be at my in-laws, or we might be going to Colorado and not having any internet. So, but I'll be able to post and let you guys know and that type of stuff. But yeah, that's where I am today. I'm in the same place I've always been. I'm in a camping chair, and I have the webcam set up on VHS tapes that I'm supposed to be mailing off because in the camping chair, they always sit on top of the computer. And so in the camping chair, like it's like way up here, and then so it looks like I'm like a little kid. Bill Murray, Mount Rushmore. Saying like the 4 greatest films Bill Murray did? Is that what you're saying? I don't understand. That's what I'm going to take. Obviously Ghostbusters. What about Bob? Easy. Yeah, he was in that movie, The Dead Don't Die. I wanted to like that movie a lot more than I did. It was okay, I left feeling like it was like a TV movie. It didn't feel like it. Let's see. Yeah, it seems like all the older stuff for sure. I mean, he had that great part in Zombieland, but like, I mean, obviously, it wasn't a big part. Groundhog Day is phenomenal. I love Groundhog Day. And it would be a fourth one. Yeah, he is in Wild Things. He's great in it too. I love Wild Things. I still got to see Mad Dog and Glory. That's one thing. pretty sure I picked up the VHS. I just haven't gotten around to watching it. But yeah, what about Bob's? Was on that list for sure. Scrooge would definitely be fourth. That was the question. Yeah. If not, I'm sorry. Let's see. The Disney set is Region B. Oh, well, I have Region 3 players, so that doesn't matter. But yeah, that's good to know. Make Blue Chips special edition. I mean, I think that's the thing is like I think most movies should have a special edition. And thinking Blue Chips is fantastic. What I picked it up is where it lies. Like Blue Chips probably not. I'd be happy with like the standard edition of Blue Chips, but depending on like if Arrow Video put out like a bigger chunkier box set of the like the $35 price tag, probably, but I wouldn't like need day one. And that $35 price tag, a chunky box set, sure. $50, absolutely not. Like I would be like that. Just give me a standard edition. So it really just depends on the movie, but I think all movies should have a version of some kind of special edition because while a movie's not made for everybody, there's a movie for you. And I truly believe that. And so like some of my absolute favorite movies get crapped on all the time. Like I talk about Howard the Duck, I love it. And I talk about it ad nauseam. I love it. And then there will be people, maybe not here in the comments, but usually if it comes up in any of the videos, like there's going to be like 10 people that are like, that's the worst movie ever. And like, it's fine. It's fine you don't like it. It's my favorite. That's why I made the video. It's my favorite. And it's, it's one of them. And the same thing, like How It Comes to Fartown. I know it's a crappy movie, but I freaking love it. And then your favorites are not going to be the same as mine. We might have crossover, and that's totally fine. But the thing is, like, if Hell Comes to Bartown came out in like a big special edition, I'd buy that in a freaking heartbeat. But Blue Chips, it would depend on the price, and I don't have it, so that would be another thing too. But I think every movie should have some kind of special edition for people's favorites. I just don't. Me personally, don't need every special edition. What's better, Money for Nothing or My Blue Heaven? Oh, that's a hard one. I love them both, but My Blue Heaven. Yeah, I like My Blue Heaven a little bit more. Money for Nothing is a true story, so I like that angle of it. And then before I ever even saw the movie, I had seen there was like it's like a true crime thing. This was like way before like the internet and stuff. So like I remember being a kid and it was like some kind of like true crime thing where it's showing like where people found or kind of stole a bunch of money at some point and then they like hid it and then when they're hiding it, like how they got caught and stuff. And then it was that. I remember that as a kid. And then I think I read an article about it. So like I had known about it and then I found the movie later and I was like, oh my God, this is that movie. And so I do like Money for Nothing. But yeah, My Blue Heaven probably better. I think I like that much better. Just because, I mean, I like the other one because it's a true story, but I think I've watched My Blue Heaven a lot. So it's just, the rewatchability there. I do own Money for Nothing. If it got a 4K, I probably wouldn't have very happy with the Blu-ray. I think it's fine. And I've probably watched it. I've lived here for 5 years, and I've probably watched it twice since I've lived here. Let's see. 4K of the original unaltered trilogy would be the last Star Wars, anything I would ever buy again. I'm approaching half a century old myself. Disney Star Wars is trash, and I want nothing to do with it. I agree. I didn't pick up any of the steelbooks when they put those movies on in 4K. I did not. I don't know why I said this. I did not pick up those. I'm happy with my bootleg editions, the 4K 77 like stuff that the fans put together. The fans were able to figure out, and they pulled it from sources, so it's not from like original film negatives, but it's doing good on my TV. They're doing an amazing job. The restoration is great. I do have the special editions on because I have the Blu-rays. I have those. I'm fine with that. But yeah, I do not. And I do watch, and I watch those old VHS tapes more than anything. But I watch the Project 477 and the 88 and all that stuff. I watch them all the time. Pie with Deborah Winger or soda with Jessica Lange. That's comedy. I think I would like pie with Jessica Lange. Yeah, Jessica Lange. So anything like I really feel like, and then you could. Probably not. I could probably have like an all day conversation with Jessica. Yeah, I'm looking at her filmography, Deborah Winger, and I'm like, sure, I know her, I've seen her films. There's nothing out here that I'm like, let's chat about this. I'll wait for Facebook. Yeah, it's Steve Barnes. Yeah, Deborah Winger. I'm like Legal Eagles. I have that. That's one. Terms of Endearment. I have that on VHS. Officer and Gentleman. I don't have. E.T. Obviously. Oh yeah, she was uncredited. Urban Cowboy. I still have never seen. Yeah, I was like, yeah, the Deborah Winger filmography is just really not my thing. Yeah, so it's definitely the best one for sure. I like if they can also do THX 1138, I will have full Lucas catalog despite having misgivings about the transfer for American Graffiti, and maybe they can do more American Graffiti. Yeah, that'd be great. I have THX 1138 on DVD, and I liked the. I don't know. I think I liked the packaging on it. It was it's kind of like a digibook, but it's like just the way it is, the aesthetic of it. I kept the DVD. I never got the Blu-ray, and I think it's fine because it's also one that it doesn't get watched a lot. Like I'm never going to be sitting down and watching that. I think it's a fantastic movie for reference. I think you should watch it at some point. Like if you love film, you love cinema, like it's a great film, especially like you figure that's the film that kind of launched George Lucas. So you like, kind of, so yeah, I've kept it in my collection. I haven't. Now, if there was like a big premium set of that, I'd probably pick that up for sure. And again, that would go against what I usually say about like it has to have that huge rewatchability for me. I think it's an important film. Who would be better, Loomis, Ralph Fiennes, or me? I don't know. I would go with Ralph Fiennes. I like Alfie. You can play. I don't know. I like him when he plays the dirtbag. I like Nick Nolte when he plays like a loving 48 hours. And I really like him in Down on Beverly Hills. That was a nice fun one. Yeah, so I would go with Ralph Fiennes because what YouTuber pal would you want to be in an action comedy? Well, that's the thing is like there's plenty of YouTubers that talk about the same stuff I do in the same community space. Like I usually like I'm fine with everybody. I've got no problem with anybody. Like that's not the thing. But in the past, I would do live streams and I would invite people on and we'd have conversations and we'd have great conversations. I would have a fun time. But then what would happen is it would be the audience. The audience would be upset with whoever I had on because maybe they didn't like them or maybe they didn't like a video or something that they had said. And then my DMs would get blown up with like, why did you have this guy on? Why did you that? So I just haven't really done that. But in your to answer your question, it'd probably be filmed with color. Filmed with color. I love that guy. I think his videos are one. He's very informative. You know, if I were to call any of us in this like community like a cinephile, it'd probably be more like him because the knowledge that he pulls out and like when I talk about a film, like I'm very rarely going off of my because I do everything off of memory, and I'm very rarely like, oh, so and so director did this, and then spouting off like certain facts. Like I'm going off memory, I'm going off my feelings of certain movies and stuff, and that's how I do things. When I watch his channel, it is always like he's pulling out dates, he's pulling out the director and like other films that they did, like just that. And that it always feels like I'm watching a cinephile. So I get great enjoyment out of that. I would love to do a collaboration with them. So to do an action comedy, I'd probably do that. But I would be like the rough and gruff guy, and then he would be the straight laced arrow kind of guy. That's how it would. Or like if you want to say like he would be, and I would be Eric. Uh, 2020. I never watched them. I only watched the laser discs. Oh yeah, I have the laser discs. I forgot about that. So TJ sent me those laser discs from Japan. So I have all three of them from Japan. That's pretty awesome. It was a great gift. It was super fun to get and more than I ever expected. Like he said, he was sending me some. I never expected that. So I do have those laser discs, and they're great. They're great. They're amazing. Yeah. So I'm pretty much in your boat. Yeah, I don't need to buy any especially. I just have the Blu-rays. That were I don't remember when they were put out. 2011 maybe. Those ones. Should Crocodile Dundee 3 have occurred in '93? Probably. Like, well, when did the other ones come out? See, that's like, I don't remember. Let's see. Because it would be closer to the other one, right? Yeah, you got 86, 88, and then it's 2001. No wonder why I don't know about that film. It's such a good distance. That's been the staple. Like anytime they do a sequel, it's such a huge distance between, or time gap between the last one. It just never feels the same for me. Well, I mean, I probably chuckled when I watched it. Like I was never into it, so I always had not like a super love for it, but I always enjoyed the first Crocodile Dundee, and then the second one's like fine, it's fine. It makes sense in the story. I think it's good. And yeah, it doesn't run such a long time. Yeah, 100% should have been done in '93, maybe even '90. Yeah, just give you 2 years between because Crocodile Dundee 2 came out in '88. So yeah, 2 years later, give us that one. Yeah, that would have made more sense for sure. Best Harvey Keitel roles. Oh man, off the top of my head, I can't remember. Let's see. I actually did enjoy him in a movie that it's not a him movie. He plays a supporting character that's kind of in the background, but I enjoyed his character in the National Treasure. But I think Harvey Keitel's good. Obviously, Reservoir Dogs is high up there. Bad Lieutenant. I haven't seen some of these new ones. I loved him in The Irishman. That was that Netflix thing, but it did get put out by Criterion, so that's a great film if you haven't seen it. I love him, so I think that was just fantastic. By the gun, I thought was pretty okay. I just remember the new one. Let's play those. Oh, Lulu on the Bridge. I gotta watch that. That's been put out by Imprint, so I'm gonna be picking that up. So Lulu on the Bridge. I've not seen it. That's why I have to check out. I'm glad to know he's in there. Dust Till Dawn, great there. I didn't really get him to get Shorty. Lockwood is fine. Pulp Fiction. Dangerous Game is really good. Rising Sun. That's a small part in there. Bad Lieutenant, probably top notch. Reservoir Dogs, top notch. His character was good in none of the movies, but it's not a him movie. Like he's a dynamic background character. Wise Guys is great. Yeah, Reservoir Dogs, Bad Lieutenant, probably the best. Sydney Sweeney is Amy Fisher. Yeah, I'd watch that. I remember the whole Amy Fisher story growing up in the night. Yeah, I'd watch that. And like they talk about how she has a big chest. And like I'm not, I'm a light guy. I'm a light guy. So like big chest thing, it's too much chest for me. But I'm not, it's not for me. But I think she's fantastic. She's beautiful. I think she would work for that role for sure. Hard to hear. Yeah, I'm sorry. The room echo and stuff like that. Everyone say my sound sucks today. So I'll try to fix it. I'll wear headphones next time. I'll try to fix it next time. I like some of the directors, but movies, but his box 4K is too expensive just to get Rushmore, maybe the Royal Tenenbaums. I'm sure I'm missing the title of something else. Yeah, I didn't watch any of those. I don't know. The box set was expensive, but if you're a fan, that's fine. But like, everyone's like, oh, you got to give them a shot, and none of those movies interest me for sure. Maybe Rushmore would have interested me more than anything else, but yeah, there's like, I'm looking at all of Wes Anderson's stuff, and like none of it has ever like really appealed to me. Where I'm like, oh my god, I watch that. And I mean, Bill Murray's in a lot of his films, and like I love Bill Murray. Just like none of them. Maybe I'm just like putting it out there. Like I just am like, I don't think I like these movies. I don't think they're for me. And like somebody will say, oh, they're not for you. You don't know if they're for you until you give them a chance. I'm like, I watched enough movies. When I watch a trailer, very rarely am I like surprised. I'm like, oh, I didn't think that was a new movie, and sure enough, it was. Generally, I feel like I know what I'm getting with this. I just don't think these movies. There's like nothing on his catalog. And people rave about the Royal Tenenbaums. Yeah, I don't know. And then no hate on it, no ill will, no hate. It's just I've never watched and never had any interest in it. But yeah, the box set is great. Nolan too, like Christopher Nolan, fantastic. I love him. Great filmmaker. I love his love for physical media, but like his movies, very rarely. I don't own many of them. Very rarely do I have that rewatchability. So I'm just, I don't own a lot of Nolan films for that reason. I also passed on Dune, Never Ending Story 4K because the price is absurd, and I love those films, but not over $100. Like I would buy a reissue of the movie book of the film. I will buy every version I can. I've got some holy grails. I'll put out a video talking because there's some like holy grails of Leon the Fifth Element that I'm always trying to track down. They are at the more expensive place today, so I mean I can just fork over money and get them, but like it's never fun. Like, it's not as enjoyable as like getting a good deal or finding it, kind of thing. So that's why they're holy grails, and they're also expensive. So that, but I did get the Never Ending Story one. I did pass on Dune, but I did get the Never Ending Story because I always wanted the book. It's a nostalgia thing for me. I love the movie, and, that whole thing, and I don't do that every time. I do have some expensive sets. That was one of them. The Mantle Lab, this Mantle Lab was extremely expensive because it was on the secondhand market. So this was long out of print before I even knew it existed. So this I paid a real pretty penny for. The other Mantle Lab, the Bellman, was pricey, and so but those are my two favorite films of all time. Labyrinth or Never Ending Story isn't my favorite film of all time, but it easily makes my top 10 fantasy films. It's nostalgia for me. There's that book. I always wanted it as a kid, so like it was a whole nice display piece. Everything came in. For me, it was okay. But I would never do that on every purchase. We need more show Kusagi movies in 4K. I said that wrong. I know I did. Plenty of comments of it. Yeah, I agree. More. I think everything should be on 4K. And I get it. Like not every movie is for everybody, but there's a movie for you. And so your favorite movie, yeah, get it in 4K for sure. And any of these older stuff, but any black and white movies like that, I would be into. I would check out that. I would check out more of those films for sure. I would absolutely buy Lone Wolf and Cub on 4K. The rest of Kurosawa, and I don't know. I've never seen that movie before. I'm gonna say it wrong. Is that Tochi or Samurai films? Samurai trilogy films? Yeah, I would buy those too. I definitely Kurosawa stuff. Somebody told me I did long ago that they thought that Kurosawa was overrated. And I was like, I don't know. I'm like, I think sometimes there are films that are overrated. Maybe you just don't understand it or whatever. Like I think Donnie Darko is overrated. People are like, oh my God, it's this film ever. I don't like it. I've given it a shot. I've tried it multiple times. It's not a me movie. And like I leave just feeling like it's kind of stupid. And that's just my opinion. But people are like, it's the greatest film ever, and you have to watch it like 5 times, 10 times before you really get it. And I'm like, I've not liked films when I was younger. I mean, I've given them a shot recently, and look, after that, my opinion has changed, but I've given Donnie Darko a shot, like a fair shot, and I just don't like it. And so, like, there's that, but I'm glad it's getting the 4K for sure. Let's see. In my quest to knock off more of my should have watched movie list, yeah, I got a huge list. I should make a video of that. Like, there's tons of movies that I know that I should have watched. And I just haven't. The Changeling for the first time last night. Oh, was that good? That's one that's on that list for me. I've never seen that. Oh, you liked it? Oh, great. When I buy movies with sequels, I like to own the whole collection. Yeah, that's the thing. I do too. And so, like, for the longest time, I was like against box sets, and so like because I liked the individual movie on the shelf, and I thought it looked really great. But then once the collection got a little crazy, I think like once I was past like 1,200, it wasn't as manageable. I was starting to like rebuy movies because I was like, oh, I haven't seen this in a few years, but that was because of my children in the house, and it's not really appropriate. And so like I hadn't watched it, but I found it. I was like, I put it on the shelf. I owned it, and so that was before I started like doing the app and stuff. So like right around the 1,200, like between 9 and 1,200 movies, I feel like is where I started to. It was harder to like manage everything, and so in that like thing before then, I was kind of against the box set, and so now, big fan. I love box sets, especially like these. I love the imprint ones, but I like box sets, and especially when you're having all the sequels in there. And like in the past, the VHS versions of Police Academy, I think the artwork is absolutely fantastic. It's nice to have each one individually on the shelf, but I have the box set Blu-rays that I imported from, I think it came from the UK. This is just boring yellow box, and then each case is just the same. So it's yellow box, and there's like these. They almost look like the stick figures that they put on the bathrooms, like the men and women for the bathrooms, like the round head and the body. And it looks like that on the yellow, and there's the blue police, and that's it. There's no like real artwork, and I hate it. I absolutely hate it. But I enjoy the box set because there's a couple of those, like especially like the last one. I probably would have never bought that, but we watch it every now and again, and so we have them all. And like, yeah, I like it. Good fan. And so yeah, I like to have the sequels. I like to have them all together, and so. There's a few movies that I've only, especially like in the horror movies, I usually only have these like the first one. But if they put out a big giant box set, I'm getting it. And so like Leprechaun, I like Leprechaun. I think it's fun. I know it's like one of the horror franchises that it's like doesn't get the most amount of love, but I love it. And I only ever had the VHS of the first one, and then the Blu-ray box set. And it's not really, I wouldn't call it box set. The Blu-ray. It's got all the discs inside the thicker case, and so I've enjoyed watching all those. I mean, even the one where he goes to space, I think it's fun. But I never owned those until that. So yeah, I like that. I like '90s films, like Fifth Element, Goldeneye, 007. Would love to see them again in 35 millimeter, even Batman Returns, and maybe Forever. Star Trek, First Contact, Star Wars 97 edition, 35 millimeter. Yeah, I like a lot of 90s films. I mean, that was like right in the peak of my interest in movies. Like, I always loved movies. Like, it was part of our culture. Every Friday, we were renting movies, like, all growing up. So, like, through the 80s and the early 90s. But it was like the 90s where it was coming into my own. Like, I was making my own decisions, finding cinema on my own, doing that. So, and then when I was 16 is when I really dove into it. Like I wanted a DVD player. I had a TV in my room. I wanted a DVD player. All my friends were buying cars at 16. At 16, I bought a home theater and put it in my room. And I was buying DVDs. I was literally working a part-time job after school just so I could put DVDs in my room. And man, the 90s era was there because all the new movies were there. And so I was picking them up and yeah. Big fan. I don't think there is a theater that plays old stuff on 35 millimeter. I'd love to see a theater like that. I don't know about like actually doing the 35 millimeter. I know that there's older towns that still have older theaters, and so they might, especially if they have old film rails still. But I have heard of that, and I knew this guy. I don't know, he might have lived in like Oregon or Washington or somewhere, and they had like sections of country out, and in or around about it. And then I just remember he always would go to this local theater because we would hang out and we'd just BS online like we are now, like almost like a Zoom call kind of thing. We'd do that, but then there would be like a day every week that he wouldn't want to hang out because he would go to the theater. Because I think it was like $1 or $2, and then he would watch old movies, and I'm pretty sure they did old 35 millimeter from it. I think it was like an old theater. And so I have heard of it, but like around here, we have Regal Cinema, and so when they play old films, they're digitized. So you get the digital system that they have. Like that. Oh, and speaking of that, so I did this. I mentioned this earlier. So I hooked up the projector because they got everything. They took everything. I hooked up the projector. And to give you a reference, I don't know if you'll be able to see this right now. To give you a reference, my room, the wall is 12 feet across. So I hooked up the projector, and that wall is 12 feet across. There was a 150-foot inch screen, or 150-inch screen for Ghostbusters last night. And that was absolutely amazing. So going to the cinema, it's been one of those things. Like it would have to be like the older films like that. So yeah, I'm in your boat. If they were putting out older films, if they were playing older films at 35 millimeter in an old theater, I'd be there every week, every week. And then recently, that's the only films that we've gone to the movie theater for were the old films. Like we went to see Christmas Vacation last Christmas, and then just recently, just a few months ago, we saw Ninja Turtles was playing in theaters again, for that one weekend or whatever. And we went into the cinema to see that, and that was fun. That was super fun. But I have not had a great experience watching new movies in the theaters. Let's see. Do you have any plans to buy the 4K UHD discs? I have a lot. I have a lot. They said there are fewer than 1,500 in total. Yeah, I have 400 4K discs, but then I have like 1,700 Blu-ray discs. So I have a lot, but then that's still DVD, VHS, I have Laserdisc. I have a lot of different formats, and I'm fine with it. So I'm not really. It's not necessarily the format. It's more a lot of the times like where I want to watch it is like also a thing. So I have upgraded a lot of my movies in 4K. All my favorites, my core 100, those are all that have been put out. Those are all on 4K. There's a lot that I have nostalgia stuff. There's stuff I want to try, new things that we put out in 4K. So I have a lot of those. Would I try to collect every single one of them? No, there's definitely movies I don't like that I don't need to spend the money on. But there is like things that I in my collection, like I've mentioned. Oh, it's not here anymore. I'm so used to pointing over there. Olive Films only ever put out like 600 films total. They're out of business now, so that's it. Can't get any more. I kind of want to collect them all. I have like 86 or 87 of them now out of the 600. And there's a lot of films in that catalog that I know that I'm going to watch them, but like I know that they're not super appealing. Where like I had to own it, and if it wasn't for the fact that I was trying to collect them all, I wouldn't. But then at the same time, I'm looking at it like it's a film that I wasn't going to give a shot, so I might give it a shot, I might enjoy it, I might learn something, but I also might hate it. So there's that. But in the trying to collect all those 4Ks, like I don't see 4K ending anytime soon. So even if there was only like 1,500, like there's more tomorrow, there's more next week, there's more in 6 months from now, and so like that seems to be a harder task to try to complete. I'd be like trying to collect every DVD when they first came out, or Blu-ray, where it is also costly. So it's one of those things. Like if I find a cheap 4K at a thrift store, which I do all the time, or in a used bookstore, I'll pick it up. That's no brainer. Whether I already have the film on Blu-ray or not, I'll pick it up and I'll just get it to Blu-ray. And there's that. And there's movies I would try that way easily, but to spend $30, $30+ on every film, it's too costly, and especially a lot of stuff I already own. I'm like, I think my Blu-ray's fine. So I like it. But if I really want to watch it with the full surround sound in the 4K television, like you watch it in there and have that experience, I do. Like we just upgraded the Mummies, those movies. I had the Blu-rays. The Blu-rays were fine, but then upgrading the 4K, we haven't watched it yet, but when we move and we get settled in, I think that's going to be one of the first things we watch. Just because I think it's a fun franchise, and my wife loves that, and so I think we'll work out with 4K. But when we upgraded along the way, like the Mummy movies were one of the ones that we always swapped out. Like when I had the VHS, I got rid of them. When I had the DVD, I got rid of them. And, now we have the 4Ks. I've been getting rid of my Blu-rays because those movies, they don't get watched on a yearly basis. But when we do watch them, it's like in a marathon thing. It's like we make an event out of it. So like I do need it, but I only got those because I think they were like $5 a piece. Something like that. I know I picked them up on sale, or there was like it might have been like buy two get one free kind of thing. I don't remember. It was one of the haul videos I picked those up. So either way, I feel I got them all on sale. But again, it's a higher price tag that kind of stops me from not to get all. But Disney does not do collections. They do Die Hard films, Alien films individually, or not at all. I'm still waiting for the Roger Moore 007 4K set with Pierce Brosnan for Amazon. Yeah. I just got a few of the Roger Moore Blu-rays. I've enjoyed those. I watched some 007 growing up, I was a huge fan of the Sean Connery stuff. It was right in the peak 90s when Chris Brosnan stuff came out. So I liked those. I was in on those. And so I just recently been diving into the Roger Moore stuff. Big fan. I've enjoyed them. I just picked up the Blu-ray, so I was like, I don't need the 4K on that. But yeah, I'm there with you. It's frustrating because I do love Die Hard. I think it's a fantastic movie. People love the second one like just as much as the first one. I think it's good. I do think it's great, but I love the third one. And I love the third one because it's where I feel like the second one, even though it's great, I think it's a little bit still of a rehash. Where I think the third one, it's different enough where it's just enjoyable. So I think the third one is probably my all-time favorite. After. And so I think that one, I wanted that fourth one. I was like, I don't even know. I think it's the first one. The first one's the only one on 4K, isn't it? No, I could be wrong on that, but I know I only have Die Hard 1 on 4K. And it's the same thing. We just got Lethal Weapon on 4K. When are we getting the rest? And previous to having just the VHS Lethal Weapon, I had each one individually. But on my Blu-rays, it was like a collected package. So they were all together. And so that's fine. But we only got the first one like a weekend. And we also had a chunky box set option as well. So like my other, what are the rest? When are we getting them? And then are we not getting them because they don't sell as well as the first? And if we had put out all of them at once, I think obviously more people would have bought it as well. It's frustrating. Let's see. I like a lot of John Carpenter. The Thing, They Live. They don't have any of the 4K yet. We used to watch the VHS Big Trouble in Little China all the time. Goodbye, Mr. Burton. One of my favorites. It's a solid film. That'd be great. That'd be great to get on 4K. I love the film. I watch it a lot. I have the Arrow Video Blu-ray, and I also have the Shock Factory. So I'll probably send one of these off. It's TV if he has it. He's got to have that. I've got 2 copies of it. I would like it on 4K. I've had the VHS for years, and that I still watch it. I used to have a black and white CRT TV hooked up here to a VCR, and I watch stuff like that when I was work. So I love that one. I have the thing on. I have the thing on 4K, and I have They Live on 4K. I'm pretty sure. I'm not so sure about They Live, but I have the thing on 4K. But then, yeah, I like more John Carpenter. But I think sometimes certain movies work on a different format. So it doesn't always work. If you only have like a modern 4K television, then I totally get it. I totally get that an older DVD or an older VHS might not work for you. But for me, it totally works because I still have some of the older televisions and setups and stuff. And so I had a room. This whole room is dedicated to that. And I was able to watch some of those, and so I've enjoyed some of the John Carpenter ones given to me all on 4K. I think they're fine. I have Escape from. I have Escape from LA in 4K. I don't know if I have Escape from New York in 4K. I think I just still have to do that. Yeah, it's like some of the older films, like some of the other stuff. I was just thinking the other day when I was purging my VHS collection. There's some movies that I think I enjoy more watching them on the older TV. One viewpoint is that a movie isn't good enough or popular enough is unlikely to be released on 4K format. So when you don't know what to watch, just pick from the entire 4K VHD. That's one way to look at it. That's not my viewpoint, but I get it. That's a good way to think of it. But anyway, guys, I think my wife is getting home now, so she's been in Florida for all this time, and now she's getting home, and then we got some family time in this empty house, and we're going to watch our projector, eat some food, and we're going to start doing the move out ritual cleaning stuff. we have an entire week for that. So it's not a big deal. So I think I'm going to end it here. Anyway, it was fun as always. Next week, I'm not exactly sure how the live stream is going to work. It depends on if we're on the road, what's going to happen. But I will put out a mass post of what we're going to do. Or maybe I'll do the live stream earlier. Maybe I'll do it or something. But then tomorrow, for the fourth wall members, we're going to do the Zoom call. We're going to do the monthly Zoom call because it's a new month, and we're going to do that. Just because I don't know when I'll be able to do it again this month. It's going to be really busy. And then sometime this week, probably I'm going to shoot for Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm going to do the member-only live stream here on YouTube. So I'm going to knock both those out this week. And that, I'm going to watch a movie today. I'll catch you guys next time.
As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster.
Oh, don't give me a cat. That's fine.